para ng warehouse sa dami ng donation.
I was about to say, kasi talagang maganda yung office namin na to, pero since the pandemic started, ganito na yung itsura niya.
Ang dami pong nagpapadala ng donations.
At ano yun, more than a year na, tuloy-tuloy pa din.
Anong oras po nagsisimula ang araw niyo, Ma'am Lenny?
Ngayong pandemic, 7 o'clock na, kasi end yung duty ko gabi. Nag-duty ako mga until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Considered as one of the greatest athletes of all time. He's the only 8th division world champion in the history of boxing across 4 decades. He also became the oldest welterweight world champion in history at the age of 40. And in 2015, Forbes named him as the 2nd highest paid athlete in the world. There's never been a boxer like him, and there will never be another one like him. Many hats. You're a senator, you're a philanthropist. Yung nakikita sa inyo is that there's always humility in victory and in defeat.
When you have Jesus in your life, I mean, in your heart, talagang kusa lang siyang lalabas. Yung parang...
na iniyakan nyo?
Morales 1. Di ba kasi naputukan ako, tapos ang daming dugo na wala, and then na-hospital ako after ng fight. Kasi sa dami ng dugo na nawala, parang talagang ikwento ko, okay lang?
Sige po.
Na naginip ako, nasa taas daw ako ng building. Tapos tinitingnan ko yung parang yung kalsada, lupa, parang alo ng yung dagat. Tapos kabayo, tapos pati yung may sakay, tapos talagang hindi umabot yung kabayo doon sa kabilang side. Bumagsak sa gitna. Sabi ko, ano kayang ibig sabihin ng panaginip ko? So, ibig sabihin ng panaginip ko na yun, hindi ko maintindihan.
Panaginip mo?
Naalala ko yung panaginip ko. Di ba, nung nakahiga ako gandas, flat ako ng... tapos, nung nagising ako, di ba, tumayo ako, ganyan. Tapos, kung titingnan mo, reviewin mo yung fight, di ba, nag-smile ako, ganun ako. Nag-smile ako doon sa TV. Sabi ko, kaya nung pagtayo ko, nag-smile ako kasi naalala ko yung panaginip ko. Ako pala yung nakasakay doon sa kabayo na pula. And then...
babagsak ng ganun.
Babagsak. Thankful ako na pinaalam sa akin ng Panginoon before...
Bago mangyari yun. May premonition na.
Yes.
So pag natatalo po kayo sa laban, hindi kayo nagagalit sa Diyos?
Ay, hindi. Nagpapasalamat ako palagi sa Panginoon. Nakakarinig ko ng Word of God, talagang masaya ako. Yun yung feeling ko.
Today, I'm with a man who needs no introduction. We have with us the one and only Mr. Bongbong Marcos.
Hello. So happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
No, I thank you for taking the trouble. Thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing us into your beautiful home. Do you have a favorite part here in your house?
Most of my time when I'm in the house.
Yourself?
I was in there for 72 days.
In your room?
In the room.
What were you doing inside the room?
Driving myself crazy. I knew I was better because I was getting very bored and just think, when can I get out of here? When can I get out of here?
Do you have a morning routine po? Sir
Well, yeah.
Like what time do you usually wake up?
I'm usually up by 7.
So hindi kayo nagbe-breakfast, Sir Bong?
I fast to work for me. Sometimes I forget that I fasted and haven't eaten. It's my father's influence. My father was... Before the term was invented, he was a health freak. Senator in 57.
That's the time you were born?
That's the year I was born. Yeah. 16 years old pa lang yan, may kabinete na yan.
Really?
The single-minded person I've ever known.
Saan po kayo pinanganak?
Until 1965.
He won his presidency in 1965. You were 7 years
Yeah,
old.
birthday.
What was that like?
Oh, it's amazing. Those two, yung ice cream. Nagdebenta ng sorbetes, Magnolia, and then Selecta pa noon, hindi ba?
Yes.
So, dalawa sila. So my dad made it Pacquiao. He said, ice cream, libre at habong araw kasi birthday ng anak ko.
Anong school po kayo pumapasok? What was that like, growing up in Malacanang, in the palace?
You mess around with them, you play with them.
Anong favorite place niyo nun sa Malacanang?
The guys. The private part, learn smaller, bigger and bigger. Time that I came out in my pajamas. That's not happening again. You do not leave your room until you're
Fully
complete.
dressed. How was your relationship with got a lot of his traits? Yung size niya, nakuha niyo?
One of the lucky ones. I was very small. But mostly, what he would insist upon when we said, learn it.
In different parts of the royal family.
Yes. Yes, yes. Franco. To come? Of course. I think it was my parents that they really wanted us to see everything.
Yung mga kalimutan.
Madami masyado. Since youth and...
I think it's the greatest lesson that you've learned from your father.
Oh my. It's hard to... You walk into a room, the guy, hard work is always rewarded. He was not the type to sit you down. Kasi ito yung gagawin natin. He would be with his cabinet, pretty important. And he would suddenly turn to me, what do you think? 16, 17, he was already turning to me and said, what do you think? Sir, he's test. I'm prepared. Point of joy really was the art. There wasn't such a thing as a normal day on a daily basis. I think that's what really made my own, since youth and they'll inevitably come up.
Speaking of yung handling life,
That's all I was doing. Na ako eh. Again, very calm. I cannot hurt them now.
parang
So,
that look was a farewell.
parang ganun.
The best president the Philippines has ever had. And to some people, he was the worst president the
Sure.
Philippines has ever had.
That's what's the most important part of say Filipino kami. A small part of that was just the culture. You learn about this is what it means to be a Pinoy. The medicals, medical. That's all wonderful. And we're united. That's how I would introduce myself. Nasa ugali naman ng Pilipino na matulungin eh. That's what they are. That's what they do is hate.
Mula po sa pagiging anak ng Maynila, ngayon siya na ang tumatayong ama ng Maynila. We have with us the one and only Yorme Isko Moreno. Ano pong pakiramdam, Yorme, na kayo na yung ama ng Maynila ngayon?
Wala namang perfect family. So ginagamit mo yung utak mo initially, yung habits, customs.
Pinag-uusapan po natin yung pagiging ama ng Maynila. Yes.
Si Butete. I'm a product of
Ibig sabihin po nun?
Ibig sabihin nun, nagkita yung nanay-tatay ko, nakakalawit yung nanay ko. Ayun. Ako bunga.
Kayo po ay
bulubundukin pa. At umuusok.
Yes. Pinanganak po kayo?
Nagkakarakrus, nagtatanching. Basag na pa nga mo, hindi pa ubos yung nasa bote. So, nung sumama ako, kumita ako about, I think, more or less about 20 pesos every day. So, 6 o'clock. Alas 12, uwi na. Tapos, alas 8, pero batchoy talaga ang pangalan nun. Tapos, yung spaghetti, burger, saka chicken. Yung chicken dyan.
Yun ang pagtirahan niyo, ang pagkainan.
Pag may hanggang sa mapuno mo yun. Lamin. Mahirap na mahirap kami. Almusal namin, chicken joy. Tanghalian namin, chicken joy.
Pinaamoy.
Amoy na amoy. Sarap nito. Pag medyo maganda-ganda laman, lalo na pag bata tumira, pagpag.
Lumaki po kayong ganun.
Tulog, minsan may goli, minsan wala. Wala, may mga kasabihan yung mga matatanda. Huwag kang magbabasa, mapapasma ka. So, lahat ng libag, banil, alipong, ako Diyos kong alipong ang kati sa paa.
Mukha nga po kayo may lahi eh. May lahi po kayo.
Lahing chong ko.
Yung tawag sa inyo nun, Scott.
Scott.
Sa Tondo.
Scott ang tunay kong palayaw. Kaya pag tinawag akong Scott,
Expose kayo sa iba't ibang klase ng mga tao, di ba? Meron po
lahat
siya.
ng uri. I grew up with criminals. Hardcore and petty criminals. Ito kasi matapang, wari-wara yun eh. Siraan ng ulo. Kami,
So yun po ang pangarap.
kasi feeling ko, yayaman ako pagka... Kaya dito, nagawa ako ng batas dito sa Maynila. Tama na yung kulang sa chicha, yung squatter. Pareho naman kami dugyutin, tulukin, alipungahin, libagin, banilin, iisa lang.
Bakit po napatawag ang nanay niyo? Taray ko.
Di ba, bebengkong yun? Tigas-tigas ng ulo mo. First honor ka. Cross the street. Babae, kasing height ko. Yun.
Ano pong sakit niyo nun?
Wala. Cancer ka. Talagang ganun. So nakatikim naman siya ng ginawa. Years. Buong buhay niya, magpapakatimawa. Timawa is kalabit penge.
Hingi ng hingi.
Pumili ka ng sarili mong iyo. 4, 5, 6 building. I'm grateful to the people of Manila. 18. Ayun.
Nagulat
That
kayo?
change, siyempre. Banil sa katawan ko, kita mo.
Amen.
Kay Kuya Jer. Ako, nyumanyanga ako. Si Robin, idol na idol ko yun.
Padilla.
Nyanga ka na Malboro.
Robin Padilla ka na nun.
Gula, barum. Tapos, sama na kayo ni Satanas sa impyerno.
Nax!
Boom!
Po kayo na linya dun sa sexy?
Ha?
Dun sa mga sexy?
Pito-pito? Kaya pito-pito. Pildo ka na. Tapos, you titillating.
Ay!
I am a Seiko baby. So, without malice. Exactly. Whether kakain sa buhaya o susuntukin ng bida, bago ako nagkalaman, hindi mo mabubuhat yun. Biri mo, tumira ka ng 6 figures, di ba? Pwede na. Okay. Di ba? I mean, what's wrong with that?
Pasok naman sa politics.
So, parang one way or another, I don't know anong trabaho ng konsyal. Hindi ko alam.
Wala pa kayo.
Wala idea. Basta gusto ko lang. Then, nung napunta ako sa konseho, ayun na. Ako lang yung tolongges dun sa pag-iisip. High school finish ako nun eh. Mga masakit na salitang hindi mo makakain. Yan, bobo yan. On the floor. On record. Bobo ako. Sabi mo, mag-aral ka. Fortunate na kulang ang kaalaman kung paano tatakbo gobyerno. In a matter of 2 weeks, then I've learned so many things. Then tumira ako ulit ng local. Tapos, na kursunadahan ko yung bigla ako nahalal na vice mayor. Sabi mo dyan sa embahada, nagkamali sila ng address. Padadala mo ko sa Amerika, hina-hina ako mag-English. Research ko, for a short period of time, one night, beta ko si Esme, tinitira ko yung perfect ko yata.
First page.
Second page. Sawa ko lasalista. Gantukod na ako. Tuyot na ako. Mami, tulungan mo nga ako, kulang pa ako eh. Sagaran. So, nadali ko rin yun. Tapos, I went back to Harvard.
Pag gusto po talaga, no? Pag gusto may paraan.
Depende talaga. Depende on
Pagkatao.
pagkatao. Matitikman mo. Especially in a dark room. You will never see the light kumapa. You have to try.
Yung po ng story nyo, no? Kaya niyong baguhin.
Good to achieve so many things.
What makes you happy po ngayon?
Tinamaan kang buhay. The fame.
Lagi niyo pong sinasabi yun na
Basurero.
sa bahay niyo?
Yes.
Bago kayo lumabas?
Bago ka lalabas ng pintuan, nasa nangka, nakikita mo yung basurero. Bago pa yon yung ganito, nandoon yung batang basurero. Nagtutulak ng kariton.
So doon kayo nang galing. Ang tanong ngayon, saan papunta si Yorme?
Mahayas dito sa tower. Ang politiko, pag sinausaw na yung paa sa maximum goal niyang presidency. Today, mauna na kayo. Kwenta, pahinga na ako.
46 lang po kayo, so in 4 years po yun.
I've been working since 10 years old. They know when to stop. Hindi ka namang hindi nag-aral, magiging seaman ka.
Ang ganda po ng story nyo habang nakikinig ako sa ito kayo.
Akalain mo kailangan mamatay yung kapitbahay ko.
Tatatawa. Gusto nyo ba ng mga ganitong pamemes? Sana nagustuhan nyo yung ating content today. Medyo kailangan lang natin, huwag natin seryosohin. Basta kung sino presidente mo, hindi tayo magkaaway. Suportahan kita. Kung sino presidente ko, huwag mo akong awayin. Hindi man ako nakikipag-away. Diba? It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of beliefs. Kung yan ang paniniwala mo, then go ahead. Pero tandaan mo, kaibigan, hindi tayo magkaaway. Pinoy tayo, iisa tayong dugo ang nananalaytay. Politika lang yan. Sabi nga nila, manalo man kung sino ang presidente, ala namang nagbago. SB ko pa rin ang nasusunod.